everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. Today's reading is the truth behind this connection. You have got 3 choices. Each choice has a picture for you to identify your pile, and it's also got 2 words. The first word I will mention should somehow give you an idea of what your person brought to the relationship. The second word is more about you and what you brought, or something that resonates inside you when you're thinking of this relationship. First choice is Bamboo Corral, and you've got the words integrity versus, it's difficult to say, versus embracing family. The second pile is Martian Red, and you've got coming full circle versus birth and expansion. These words will change in my head as I get into the reading, but this is what you've got at the moment. The last pile is Fig Rush. I said that's like a goosey thing. It's actually a swan the first time I did a take on this. And you've got the words living in the now and feminine principles. So if you want to take your choice, we'll have a look together. Pile number 1, I'm here. You've got a budgie in the middle of the reading because I've had a false start. This is what I've got so far with regards to the truth of this relationship. You're coming across as the Son of Air with the embracing family. As your person's coming across as the Ace of Air with integrity, to me, my first thoughts are an imbalance between, well, first of all, there's an attraction between something that you share, like an ideal. Like a life focus or something you aspire to. I feel that this person encompasses that, embraces that, and lives it, as in they don't question it. I feel that you're more curious, softer, wanting to. It's not as easy with embracing family as wanting support. It's a feeling here that you want more. To me, it feels like you want more of an emotional connection, but there's something between the way that your person comes across that you've recognised. It's part of you, you've recognised it in them. You've got the Lover's card, the Empress card, and the Page of Swords down here. With the Magician slapped across that, there's a feeling here to me, again, of huge attraction, recognising yourself in somebody else. 2 halves coming together, the duality of the Lover's card. The Magician card to me is understanding. There's still a strong feeling of air, words, expression in this. And in my first take, I was talking about lots of different things, lots of different scenarios, little different stories with regards to certain sentences that have been said that have almost been like a breaking point with regards to attraction. You can meet somebody, you may not find them physically attractive. I think your person does because of the Empress card in the back here, but and then they say a certain line and it's something that really hits your soul in some way. I wonder whether this has happened in this situation. But the Magician card, as I said, it's like words and manipulating. I always think manipulating is an awful word in itself, but it's like the way that we have thoughts, and then our thoughts get milled around inside us, then they become a little bit more of something else, and then they manifest in the outside world in something else, and then they just grow and grow until they are us. We're thinking it, we're feeling it, we're talking about it, we're acting it out. So this has got a feeling of duality, recognition, attraction, something going on between the pair of you that is it's a thought, emotion, action embodied in this person, and they live it, and you are curious about them because there's part of you. I feel you're more introverted than them. I feel that you're more wanting to understand than wanting to act type of character, in this relationship anyway. Anyway, let me keep going. The Page of Swords down here again is mirrored with your Son of Swords over here, which is the Son of Air. So to me, subconsciously, something's been said, something's been communicated in this relationship, where I feel with the Empress card and the Lover's card here, it's like one of those scenarios where maybe you work with this person. Maybe you know this person, it's a friend, and a certain line has been said. You've either recognised it and felt this is my person, or they have, or you've heard from somebody else that they find you attractive, with these cards here, and that's when the ball started rolling. And oftentimes that is the case. We fanny around in life and we forget how nice it is to feel accepted or to be seen as attractive. And, you know, it's something in all of us. Some search for it, some basically. But when it hits us, even if you're not searching for it, it feels like, okay, ease. You could be my type. If you accept me, I can take my barriers down. And that support feeling over here does have a feeling of slight barriers, because embracing family is wanting to be encompassed by a feeling of safety with you. They, I feel, were pushed and much loved, maybe one or the other, in their or allowed to feel accepted in their family. And they just go out into the world and they are. I feel that you question yourself more, which I've said already. You've got the Justice card here. So this is trying to find balance in a relationship. So what's really going on here with regards to the balance? It's you. I feel that you are trying, because of the Son of Air and the Ace of Air here, there's an imbalance already with your person's personality and your personality. And because you've got this support aspect here, you're trying to find what I guess is an even footing before you go further. It's like, well, you're living it and I'm trying to understand it. Surely you can hurt me coming from you. So the Three of Pentacles, after I've just said that would be people as part of a team trying to work together. So there could have been experiences in this relationship where you've both been incredibly attracted towards each other, especially physically. This person's very physically attracted towards you. They felt excited about moving this forward. And I feel they've probably stuck their neck out a few times because they're more extroverted than you possibly, and tried to make it work, the Three of Pentacles. So what happened? I haven't looked at this pile down here. Nothing. So what happened? Nothing at all. You, I feel, have withdrawn. I don't think it's through wishing, wanting, willing, but through feeling that it's safe. I feel this person opened up to you at a later date, maybe after the attraction was somehow felt on their side. I don't feel that they're as open to, I don't feel they're as open to, they don't have their antennae out to say, oh, who's attracted to me? I just feel they just get on with it. Imagine that. They're just getting on with life. They're just in it. Or I feel that you, as I said earlier, you want to understand life. And they've come towards you in a way that they think is very sort of, their emotions are on track, their thoughts are on track, and their action is on track. They're all together. It's like, yeah, I am. This is so integradacious. Look at me, it's that type of feeling here. But I feel that it's been a bit too late for you because you may have recognised something inside them that felt threatening. Yeah. For you to get this relationship working, it's going to take a big jump with regards to what you have already structured in your mind is acceptable in relationships. I don't know what that means to you, and I don't want you to go outside of your comfort zones that you do feel as if, on shaky ground, because it could be wrong. But with the Fool card here, it's like to move forward is to change your mindset. If there's something, as I'm saying this, with regards to how to get this relationship moving, and you feel that you're blocked in some ways, perhaps, I'm going to guess here, perhaps you're underconfident or you don't think you're attracted. I don't know. I'm thinking of embracing family with regards to support and nurturing yourself. Maybe you feel with the air qualities here that you can't articulate your thoughts very well, or that that's it. Your speech is a bit stunted. I can say that because I feel mine's horrendously stunted. And I know what it's like to be in a conversation with somebody and feel like you're a real idiot. It's okay, sit in your bedroom talking to cards, but you know, when you're face to face with people and there's people watching, sometimes you can get out of your flow. Yep, you've got to take... This person's asking for growth, and that integrity is they're doing it in a way that they feel is right for them. They've probably pushed something upon you, it feels here, and it could be either a timeline, it could be their viewpoint, and I feel that you are very much, let me just sit in this a minute and see if it feels right for me, because at the moment it feels like I have to be different. Your card down here is asking for you to stretch yourself. It's a dodgy feeling here to have the Fool and the Seven of Swords together, because it's like stretch yourself to the point that it feels uncomfortable, and that's not advice for anybody there, but I'm just reading the cards. Please only do what feels right for you. You're stretching yourself, it's stretching yourself outside your comfort zone. Your person's a pusher in life. They live life, they're in it, they want it, they see it, and they are prepared to get things out of life. I feel that you are more, I'd like to understand life, I like being in it, but I also need time to myself type of feeling here. And the Hierophant card, I wonder if your person's more traditional than you're more eccentric, a little bit sort of wilder, freer. But there's something between the pair of you that is incredibly similar. You both have the same desires, aims, and focus in life, and I think that's what you share. Your person's breaking through something too. What are they breaking through? They possibly feel that they haven't acted impeccably throughout this relationship, that they've acted less than they would like to be. Maybe something they've said, or maybe... and it's not part of them, it's not part of who they want to be. I feel it's more something they didn't say, or something that they didn't act on, or something they just didn't do, or they didn't push forward, and I don't think that's part of who they are with the integrity card there. And this to me makes me feel that the relationship inside them burns a hole in who they thought they were. One more thing before I start moving on to the end cards here. There's a feeling here this relationship is going through a tough patch with the Five of Cups at the end. But with the Empress and the Nine of Cups here at the beginning, this relationship was very much based on pleasure, very much based on attraction. And at the moment, I feel there's a struggle between two personalities who are very similar, 60%, 40%, quite different. And whether you can change your 40% to be able to meet some way. And my maths is going here, 80%, both of you coming together. That 20% can remain different, but there's something that needs to be dropped between the pair of you. There's a feeling here that they have to break through being an ideal, which is, to me, is an outward-reaching ideal. It's like, well, this is who I am. Look at me living through the world. Aren't I grand? Yours is more like a breaking through something inside yourself that's more introverted. This is how I see myself. I don't care how anybody else does, but I need to change that mindset to get close to this person, because there are some differences. That 40% that's shared. My maths is fantastic. What made you both happy is your searching qualities, your independence. This person's independence, I think, falls in the realm of, I can take the lead, I don't mind, here I go, this is me. I think your independence is probably in this relationship is in like, when it doesn't work, I can move. But in doing that with the Fool card and the Seven of Swords down here, sometimes moving away is the easiest thing. Somebody said to me when I was in Vancouver years and years ago, and I was working in a muffin shop in the rain. It always rains in Vancouver. Why? It's always rain. Pacific. And I thought, I just want to stay here. I've got a visa for Vancouver. Vancouver I loved. But it got so depressing in the rain doing muffins that I just wanted to go home, which I did actually do in the end. I had no money. I didn't have money to eat or anything. But this Australian girl said to me, the easiest thing you can do is to go home. That really got me. I thought, yeah, no, you're right. And I'm beginning to dislike you for it. But it was that. It was the easiest thing for you to do is to walk away. The hardest thing for you to do is to change something inside yourself that's quite embedded, that feels... well, this is me, and yeah, it feels all right. I can deal with that. What could you change? I don't know what it is. Your sense of security, your sense of self, your sense of who you are. It needs a slight shifting. It's like you've lived it for too long, and it feels great, and it works really well. But with regards to getting close to this person, you may have to shift slightly. Let's just say this person is more extroverted and they like lots of people around them. You like to sit together on your own, or you like to get this person on their own. You would have to almost make yourself slightly uncomfortable for a couple of nights a week to go and sit in a pub. Oh, Lord, that type of feeling. Whether this person is very career focused as well, with the integrity and it's like, I've got an idea and this is who I am, I'm going to move it forward. You'd have to somehow... I don't think you find it difficult on your own. I don't know. Let's flip it a bit. This independence, could you do something that felt, or do you do something that feels like, well, this is me and I don't really need your time as much as you may think that you deserve it, if you know what I mean. Where you are... This to me is searching, this to me is comfort, and I don't mean to be rude, but it makes me, as in I don't think it is rude, because I feel that we all have this inside ourselves. It's our comfort zone, very different from, we're each very different, but with this feeling here, it's that something makes you feel everything's okay. And these cards here are saying stretch it a bit. So I can't really guess what that could be. There's a lot of, to me, because of the air in this pile and the differences between the pair of you and the wanting to understand the differences and the need for development, that's why you've met in this, which is probably the truth behind this, is you're both quite similar but different. So that extra percentage of difference needs to be somehow pulled out uncomfortably for you to get closer together, because there's enough between the pair of you to be attracted towards each other. There's definitely a strong physical attraction. I feel it's gone quiet. I feel possibly this person feels that they've reached out in a way that you are thinking about, trying to understand, thinking this isn't enough for me to feel as if I'm not going to get hurt. Possibly. With the Five of Cups and the Hangman at the end, Five of Cups is like some feeling you stopped working together. It stopped moving a little bit, even though it started off with a bang. With the Five of Cups at the end, there's a possibility for this to go further. With the Hangman, is looking inside yourself. It's like, what are those parts that you both need to stretch that little bit further, that are slightly uncomfortable, that allow growth? So the truth behind this connection is you're both in your own comfort zones. And I feel this relationship has become a little bit sort of still at the moment. And neither of you want to give up. Neither of you want to give up who you are. All right, let me get some advice. This person needs to, it's a strange feeling to have the Lovers. What a fantastic card. But to have the Lovers here, it's like this person needs to love more. They've got a strong mindset, I feel, and that they know who they are, where they want to be. But you're looking for emotion. This person needs to soften. They need to give more in a way that doesn't have an aim at the end of it, that just is giving for the sake of giving. What do you need to do? Let go. Let go of your end result. Oh, I'll even show you the card here. Sorry, I'm like, oh my God, what's that? It's like, let go. The more that you let go, the easier this is going to be. the more that you let flow, the easier it's going to be. Lighter. I think you're a thinker. I think you're intrigued by how people work. And I feel that may be the downfall in this relationship, because your person feels a little bit more, oh, don't waste your time, let's get moving, this type of thing. But your person, because you're waiting for this person to show you emotion, you think that's the blockage. You're not getting that feeling of security from this person in that way that you feel is needed in this relationship to move forward. So just imagine that this person moved towards you and expressed more emotion towards you, or was a little bit more softer with you, rather than just, obviously finding you incredibly attractive, was declared something a bit more heartfelt. And whether you toughened up a bit, that sounds so rude, but I'm going to say it here, if you just let go of wanting that softness, let go of that little heart balloon, and you just were communicating and enjoying yourself and being more who they feel that they are, then those bits that will slide between the pair of you, and you'll be that 20% closer. Yeah, I'm going to leave that there because that's what I've got there. I hope that helps. It's easier to change yourself than to change the other person. You can't do it, can we? But maybe, if you just sort of just be and enjoy and get stuck in, and not so self-protective, and don't think about it after you've contacted them. Don't ruminate in your mind. Don't look at astrology, don't look at tarot, it's so difficult. Don't look at tarot readings, just like, all right, that was it. I contacted them, I asked them if they wanted to come and see me, or I contacted them and wished them happy birthday, or that type of thing. It's like, yeah, so what? Just place so what after everything. Whenever you think about them, put the word so what. It's always good to be rude. Put the word so what after you thought about them, said something about them. Not actually, don't say it aloud, but that might help. I'm going to love you and leave you. Bye. Okay, I'm just going to start talking here. Pile number, I'm just checking out I'm actually recording. Pile number 2. This is a difficult relationship, I feel, but probably an extremely, it feels like old souls, profound feeling in it. I don't know what that means as yet, but this is what it feels like to me. It feels like lessons, big lessons, an accumulation of lessons are going on in this pile here. You've got birth and expansion, the Chariot card. To me, it feels like you've come through in this lifetime, or with your attitude towards love relationships, with a very warm, a very excited sort of, I want to be in love, and it makes me feel alive, and I've got a lot to give, and I've got a lot of energy, and I can focus on how to make that happen. So to me, it's got an innocence and a verve to it, your energy here. The energy has got the 9 of Air and the coming full circle card here. So to me, this is like somebody who's gone through lifetimes and lifetimes, that working through, like trudging through mud, working on the hard bits inside themselves. So in this lifetime, they've just got that extra bit to basically push them over to what I feel is a little bit more relief and a little bit of a lighter feel. And I feel that you've come into this lifetime possibly to nudge them over the edge. To nudge them over the edge. You've got the Hermit card, which is a very internal card here, and they've got the 9 of Air, and then you've got the 7 of Swords. Oh Lord, this is like, to me again, it's a lot going on in here. There's a lot of knowing who you are inside yourself, understanding yourself, and seeing how it's like being tested. it's like going into a hermit mode, going into a cave, and then going through what I guess is some sort of meditation techniques, which in reality are basically having to turn inward to understand why something's happened, but it feeling quite raw and quite open at certain times here. The Seven of Swords here, to me, again, I had this in the last spread, could be a feeling of, what is that? The Seven of Swords to me, of something feeling unfair, possibly. Let me have a look at the cards behind. To do with lack of communication. Why lack of communication? There's a feeling in this person of guilt or shame. You've got and you somehow are poking that. And this person possibly is trying to hide from it because it's not easy. And there's a feeling of tiredness from your person as well. Well, from this card, it's not your person isn't lying there like that, but there's a feeling of being tired or being exhausted and wanting it, not the relationship to end, but the pain to end or the difficulties to end. And I don't think this is just relationship based here. It could have a lot to do with like finances, money, the normal tides of life. You know, those bits in life that feel like you've got to keep getting up every morning. You've got to keep doing something. They push themselves hard. It wouldn't surprise me whether they're quite tough in this lifetime, whether they've got strong boundaries, whether they come across as not easily movable. I feel that you're more childlike. This is a similar feeling to pile number one, very different, but the energy between the pair of you. One feels older. I don't mean in years, but older as in like inside their body. This has got a youthful, as I said with the first pile, it was like curiosity. This has more got a verve and a spice for life, I think, that you have here. Yeah, there's like this to me feels like the truth of this relationship is there is, if there hasn't been already, going to be a breakthrough. And it's more to do with some sort of perception that your person has of the relationship. They don't know where they sit in this relationship, I feel. There's a feeling here that this person possibly has supported others in their lifetime or is supporting others. There's a feeling here of not wanting, I don't know if it's drama. I don't think it's drama. Pisces can be drama. And I don't mean that they cause drama, but it's, you know, life is flamboyant to a Pisces, and they don't want that. I feel that they don't want anything that's going to be tough or hard work. Life is tough and hard work. That's a hiss going on there inside me. The Lover's card and the Eight of Cups. Oh, God. It's like you have to push them over the edge because they could walk away from something that they want. That they want. It's a stubbornness. There's a fear inside your person with the Eight of Cups and the Lover's card here, with this person who's not... Okay. This is like trying to teach an old dog new tricks, and you are the instigator to be able to make this person roll over and take a doggy snappler or whatever they're called. That's what they're called. Schnitzlers. I don't know. You're playing a part in this relationship, I feel, and the truth of this relationship is that your part may be difficult for you because you're waiting for it to be fun. You're waiting for more excitement. You're waiting for more love and more play. Your person is taking it incredibly slowly because there's a fear in here of something that feels incredibly familiar. And if it goes into like dramatic mode, or if it goes into a feeling of too much intensity that they feel is going on around them anyway. And I don't mean that their lives are dramatific, but more in a case of pulling on their resources in some way, that they could feel as if, like, I've got to walk away. You can take quite a lot, I feel here. You've got a feeling different from pile number one of a really, really strong inner confidence, because it's like somebody who you can put in any situation and you could just restart. I feel that you're the type of person that doesn't mind starting, I'm making this up, like language classes or art classes, or walking into a room and introducing yourself in a new job. You're not afraid to begin again, Mr. Finnegan. An inner confidence in who you are, what you've got to give to the world, while your person down here, I feel, is tired because of the coming full circle here. This may not resonate with you, but I'm just reading the cards. Just trying, if you can, hold on to the bits that feel like they do, that you can use to bring out the best in the situation. But the coming full circle with a man, boy, lying down, looking absolutely knackered, through the Page of Pentacles, through something that is very much, entrenched in the world. It's real. It's not just a thought. It's this. But your person's coming across as tired. You've got the Chariot, Birth and Expansion in the Strength card down here. You're like rocking and rolling through life. Rocking and rolling, hey, Fonzie. Ten of Pentacles. Familiarity holds some feeling of comfort for them. And you both seem to have gone to me in different directions, or you're both holding on. I think that you're a gift to this person, the way that you view life. This person, as I said right from the very beginning, you're the bit that pings them over the edge. Which made me laugh, but you are the bit that pings them over the edge, but you can't do anything more than just be yourself. You can't push them over the edge in case they're not ready or it doesn't work for them. But this person's in a state or a mindset at the moment that I don't think it's time to seesaw over to the other side. Move slowly with them. Be yourself. Be fun. Be active. Be open. Be direct. It's a training ground for you as well to be yourself. To not try and adapt. I don't think that you do, to be honest, because there's a feeling of, my niece has this feeling about her. She is 3 months old, and I can compare her to my own children. She's Sagittarius. She's Sagittarius Libra, I think. A little bit Capricorn in there, and my kids were very different. I'm not going to explain because it'd be very boring, but she shakes. She sits there, she's like, way. Every time she sees somebody's face, it's way. And it's that, you've got this feeling here. Life is way. It's like something to grab and to enjoy and to, time's limited. Let's get moving. This is exciting. Let's just play. While your person's coming across as, I've done this before. That was painful. I can't do it. So the truth of this relationship, as far as I can see, I'll speak fast here so that it comes out in a more intuitive way rather than reading each card. There's a feeling of restriction. There's a feeling of control coming from your person. There's a feeling of having to tiptoe through circumstances, through opening themselves up, because they don't want to get dragged back into subconsciously what they feel is difficult. I feel that they've set their life up with probably a lot of things that need attending to, and I feel that you probably a little bit more intellectually, I don't know whether it is, in the outside world, but in your head, you're more footloose and fancy free. You're more curious. You're more, there's a searching spirit inside you that isn't the same as in the pile number one. It's more, I'm going to say aggressive in a really good way. It's more eros is probably what I'm trying to say. It's more, I can just taste the fun in life and I'm going to make sure I recreate it in every second. And your person senses this, knows there's something quite enigmatic about you. There's a draw towards you. There's a feeling of almost like forbidden fruit with regards to how you're coming across. And I feel that they're playing it cool in some way or holding back in some way, perhaps communicating in a way enough to keep it bubbling. But this person doesn't know how to think. And I feel that if you just turn up being yourself as you are without trying to step more towards them is what's needed in this relationship. The truth in this relationship is this person is on the edge and needs to wake up before they fall off in the wrong direction. They need to basically know which way to choose. I think you're going to do that not through basically declaring what they need to do, but more just being yourself. The Lover's card here, the Eight of Swords, if you gave this person an ultimatum, I feel that they would walk away with these two cards here, but they could just as equally fall in bed with you with the Lover's card there. But it depends on how it's done, whether you are instigating it or they are realising. The End card at the end, and two cards at the end with the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. The way forward is to be this energy. That's precious. How many people carry that energy around inside them? You can spot them a mile off, can't you? They let things roll over them and everything is interesting, everything is exciting, totally gorgeous. And to basically just be that and unravel yourself on them. Well, I'm imagining this, you unravelling on them. But the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, it's a soft unravelling. It's like, well, join me if you want. I'm not going to make you walk away, but, you know, here I am. That's what I've got. I'm going to leave you there. Thank you very much. Pile number 2. I hope that helps. Bye. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I got these the right way around when I introduced them, but the Living in the Now card was the card for your person, and this one was for you. I'm not sure if I said that, but that is the way initially when I pulled them out, they came out. This has got a feeling of a question. It's like the truth about this connection is what is real? What is really, really going on, as in rather than imagined in this card here, in this pile here, excuse me. There's your person to me is very much in the everyday, living in the now. It's that type of person. What's in front of them is real. What they can hold is real. What's happening, you know, what people are there in that room with them or who they work with, who they talk to, that is what they see. You've got here the Feminine Principle, which is a card of your own inner journey of like spiritual expression. It's the, you know, incredibly interesting card, especially with a magician. It's like you're beginning to understand things that are not touched by many or not understood by many. With the Magician card, I think you're very good at it. So you could be you could work in esoteric fields in some sense, you know, like tarot reading, astrology, healing, that type of thing. And I think that's part of your personality. That's who you're meant to be. That's who this person is meant to be. But throughout this spread, as you're moving forward, where you're getting answers, you've got pentacle cards, big, strong pentacle cards here. So to me, this is like, what is real? Because that's the way to move it forward. You may have gone through like understanding the connection. You could have ruminated over it for months, years. And in doing so, that has been what you like. It's what you're meant to do. It's helped you. It's helped you understand. Relationships come into our lives oftentimes, especially if you've got this energy, for you to understand. This person, I don't think, is interested in tarot or astrology. They're interested in this is going to sound harsh, it maybe, depends on your situation. They're interested in who they're having dinner with. They're interested in what they're eating. They're interested in who is actually on those cotton sheets next to them or their silk sheets. And I don't mean that in a mean way. It's more in a way of they don't think outside that. You think outside, inside, around, up and down, everything, I feel here. You've got the Devil card here and the Hermit card. And with regards to the basis of this reading so far, looking for the truth, the Devil card is an attachment. And it's an attraction a lot of the time. It's being bound to something. Sometimes it doesn't serve you, but you just can't let it go. The Hermit card, I feel, is earing more towards your energy here. It's learning. The truth behind this connection is a learning experience for you to be able to bring out more of your superpowers. No, I don't know, this will change. I've only looked at the first two cards and the energy here at the moment. That's what I've got so far. And it may have gone over a long time for you to be able to try and understand yourself, who you are, where you sit, where your thoughts are, how you can possibly read situations. You may have, or you may already be, you may have a job in this area. I don't know how to put it all to encompass it. Psychology, occult, esoteric, that type of area where you're reading things, understanding situations that aren't actually meat and potatoes, shopping in Tesco, buying something new. It's like, what is really going on? And I think that's where your talents lie, I would say. You've got here the Four of Wands and the Ten of Swords behind. That is a bit like the ending of some form of security. It's difficult for me to say this because I do tarot readings, but do you watch a lot of different tarot channels? Say no in the comments section. I only watch yours, Lindsay. Because there's a feeling, if you do that, do that, then this, you've gained some form of security from doing that, and you've allowed yourself to understand things in a way. But it's also, with the Nine of Wands here, it's also helping you hold into this relationship in a way that has served you, that you were meant to be doing. That is absolutely magnificent. But it's also, okay, where are you going to go now in this here? So the truth, this just feels like a bit of a harsh truth. And I did do a reading yesterday where I said I'm going to be straight. I'm not going to try and explain, just to try a different side of myself. And it doesn't feel right to me. I don't enjoy it. It isn't me, and I don't really want to change that much. But this feels a bit similar, and I don't enjoy the thought of hurting people, but I do enjoy the thought of finding the truth, because the truth shall set us free. Anyway, let's keep going. This turns into Pentacle cards. Now that you've learnt about this relationship and about this person, and that you possibly are integrating their life in some way, or you would like to be, or maybe not totally, what is going to happen next? How can you get all that information out of you into the real world? Don't use it as in like a comfort zone here with the Devil and the Nine of Wands. And the Hermit card as well is very internal. Okay, here's your answer. You've got the Ace of Swords down here. It's to actually go with the next step for the Magician, rather than just thoughts, is to actually talk about it, to discuss it, even if you're writing in a journal, but try and move it forward. Where do you want to go? And there's always this question. I feel that when you do tarot readings, because you're the one that's listening, it always falls back on, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, because this person will not be watching tarot readings. But you've got to also write in your journal, or whatever you do, what do you want out of a person? Can this person provide what you need? You're more feminine, you're more receptive, you're more likely to sit back and think, oh, I hope I please them, or, maybe if I just let it be, then everything will turn out right. I'm trying to be feminine here. I think I'm actually quite masculine, to be honest, but it's like, oh, okay, it's just lovely and sexy, and you come hither, and this person is like, oh my God, you are sexy. That's it. Oh yeah, I find you really attractive, and that's it. And you're like, I'm just going to look up your sign and find out what you're doing, and that type of thing. And it's like, this is like, served you, stop it. The Ace of Swords is like, write down, articulate in some way what you want next. Or what do you want out of a person? Out of this person? What do you think they can give you from what you've observed? What have you learned? But this has got to come from you. A lot of time, this feminine energy, they allow too much for other people to encroach upon them. But that's the negative side, and the positive side is that you understand yourself, you understand people, and it's always that balance, and it always will be that balance. It's the two halves of the coin. Same coin, what am I talking about? Anyway, the Two of Swords down here, for them. Oh, interesting, let me see. Why are they slippery then? Why are they on the fence? What are they deciding? They don't do that. They are like living in the now. Why have they got to make a choice? About what? Walking away from something. Something that is in the outside world. So there's both of you have got to make choices. You've got to make a choice of coming out of yourself and actually being and doing and not sucking in as much as you have done. Don't ever stop that. But this is like maybe just a slight reprieve, is that the word, from it. And they need to make a choice as well. Ace of Pentacles. The confidence to move forward in the real world and make a choice is needed from both of you in different ways. This to me with the Four of Wands and the Ace of Cups is that there's something traditional, I would say, in the pair of you. Something that's very sort of steady and held, and it's like maybe home loving, maybe family loving between the pair of you that you both share, and you've identified that in each other, I would guess here. And that's where the attraction is. Traditional, I don't know what I mean by that. It's normally a feeling of what we already know we hold close to us, I guess. Whether it's how our families taught us, or it can be anything. It could be a love for home, a love for children, a love for a spirituality or some sort of religion. It's I don't know. I was going to say dogma then, but that's the wrong word, isn't it? It's but your beliefs, and it's security with those. What makes you happy? Belief system. Oh no, confusing. Okay, your truth in this relationship, from what I've got so far, is that this person just is. You are just asking questions. You are just wondering. There's an attraction between the pair of you, that there's something that you both encompass that is incredibly attractive, and that has a feeling of security and an emotional pull. But I'd feel that it's stuck, possibly with regard to you having to come out of your head in the next situation, see things just as they are, which is how we started, because that's how this person sees things. Your person has to make a decision, which is taking me more towards your energy, which could be slightly more indecisive. So that you're both almost on like a level playing field by the time I get to this part of the reading here. There's confidence in the fact that you both know that you're attracted towards each other. There's confidence that you could both move this forward. But some decision has to be made. And this is where you almost like swap over piles a little bit. It's like, well, you're quite steady in who you are. And then as I move forward, it's like, well, you're almost becoming, almost like learning from each other or watching each other and becoming almost what the other one is. You're growing out of what I guess is watching, understanding. And this person is becoming more perceptive, more like you. Oh, lovely. So which is like equaling out a little bit here. And so at the end card again, you've got what I guess is a mixture of concrete results and talking and communicating. So the truth about this relationship is, as far as I've got it in my head, you're both very different, but by being together and watching each other, you've almost like crossed each other's boundaries, about each other's lines, to become a little bit more of who the other one is. There's a feeling of a strong connection here, which is maybe slightly obsessive, especially the way that you think about things. It may be overthinking, but I feel that served you extremely well with regards to understanding yourself, life in general, other people. I feel that your person is probably straightforward, attracted to you in a way that they just think about it in, yeah, you're attractive. Yeah, I'd like to spend time with you. I don't think much time has been spent together with the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Swords down here, because I feel like, especially on all these cards, I like holding on to what you perceive and what they think is going on. I guess your perceptions are a lot wider, a lot more fanciful than what they actually acknowledge is going on. This person may be, I've met them 3 or 4 times and they are gorgeous, and you're like, oh my God, it's my soulmate. That type of feeling. Yeah, love it. Anyway, the Ace of Pentacles here and the Queen of Pentacles. The truth of what's coming in this relationship is you both, as I said, meeting halfway with confidence in each other and your position in the relationship, and being able to express yourself, to talk about things, and for it to be more real, to be more right there in front of you. You're sat opposite each other, you're holding hands on the table, you're kissing, you're, that type of thing, or you're communicating, you're arranging things together that are, you can write about in your diary, and it's not thoughts, it's something. I met them. Today I got the chance to do this with this person. That's what I've got. I'm going to leave that there. I don't know if that helps. Please excuse me if I'm insulting. I'm going to love you and leave you. Bye.